Hey everybody, thanks for taking a couple minutes to check out my channel. If you're always here watching my videos, I can't thank you enough. If you're new here and you enjoy this video, maybe at the end if you could like it, share it, comment it, subscribe it, whatever, I will appreciate it. It's absolutely beautiful here today. It's the about the night 20 something of June, almost the end of June. And yes, I'm doing trapping stuff. And you know what, if it's this nice where you're at and you're not working and you're able to go outside, you know what, shut this video off and go outside and do something outside. You can watch me later. I'd rather you go outside and enjoy yourself out there. But this is going to be the first of several preseason trapping videos. It cooled off some today. It's about 75 maybe. Yesterday was pushing 90. So I decided to get out and start my wax dirt. Pretty much I'm just digging dirt out of here. And the type, I don't really go desperately searching for a certain type of dirt. I've made wax sand in the past before. There's been pros and cons to wax sand. The biggest pro is that it uses way less wax. Drawbacks is, for me anyways, it's hard to blend and it's heavy. And if you don't have access to free stuff, which that's how I got it one time from my brother, I mean, you got to pay for sand. Dirt can be free. I mean, up top here, there is a little bit of topsoil here, but there's a nice, like the light brown layer down here. That's the really good stuff. I mix it all, it gets all mixed together for me, to be honest with you. Dig it out. I shovel it onto my sifter here. Sift some out. This is what's left over after I sifted. I sift a big pile underneath it here. And it's already starting to dry up on the edges, but just the very edges. Don't let this fool you. You have to get this stuff dried out completely. Then once it gets mounded up there, I shovel it into some buckets. The tops of the buckets are starting to dry a little bit, but pull that off. It's still damp as could be under there. I'll have to take this stuff home, spread it out in my driveway. We're supposed to have several days of not a very high chance of rain, let's put it that way. So I'll be able to spread this out during the day, dry it, take a couple days of doing that, spreading it out, drying it, and then piling it back up for nighttime and then spreading it out. Takes a couple days to do that. I've showed like my wax making video. I got that. I'll put that, a link to that up here if you want to watch how I make wax dirt. Let's see. This field, if you watch my videos from last year, and if you didn't watch any of my videos from last year, if you're new here, and if you want to watch that, I'll put a link to that season at the end of this video. But it may look familiar, I'm not sure, but there used to be a 2-track down here. I'll drive my side-by-side or my truck through here again, put a set of 2 tracks down here eventually for blind sets and cable restraints. But I caught gray fox in a blind set here, and I caught a red fox in a cable restraint there. I caught a red fox right up on the sides of those pine trees up there in a cable restraint. And I caught 2 other fox, another red fox and a gray fox, just maybe 100 yards over there on the other side of this field. So this field produced for me pretty good. I've never caught a coyote here yet. I want to catch a coyote here badly. But yeah, I'm going to be hauling this home pretty soon. Getting all these buckets full. Maybe not all of them. Probably get to about, I don't know, 35 to 40 gallons of dry dirt. And wax up whatever I can of it. So we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to finish up all my sifting, get this dirt loaded up, and then we'll go back to my shed and I'll show you a couple other things I got going on there. Okay, I got all my dirt home and it's spread out in the driveway for the first day. It'll take a couple days to dry this out. I'll spread it out during the day and rake it back up at nighttime. Got my wife as slave labor, labeling my buckets for dirt. She's a good helper. She also helps me untangle my cable restraints, which is a nightmare, but she does a good job at that too. So let's go check out. I'll show you a couple other things in my sheds I got going on, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, this is more or less my side-by-side garage or whatever, but I keep a lot of my traps and stuff in here during the season. These are mostly in these totes and these couple buckets are a lot of drags, and I'm going to do my best to use more drags this year. They're a really effective tool. And I don't think I've used them enough. And it just makes pulling traps or moving traps or relocating traps so much easier, especially pulling them at the end of the season or when you want to pull out of an area. I still have a few traps like these traps never got set last year. I will not re-dye and wax those, no way. Even a lot of the traps that I have that never caught anything, even if they saw the dirt, I still won't re-dye and wax them. I made a cover for my cement mixer for making wax dirt. If you've never made wax dirt in a cement mixer and you plan on trying to do it, try to make yourself some kind of cover for the front of this. It will hold the heat in and all the dust. When you get your dirt super dry and you start heating it up in a cement mixer and it's turning around, it's like a big cloud of dust coming out of here. So I just took a piece of OSB and took some old metal clips and put it on the sides here. It snaps on there pretty decently. So that'll help hold the dust and the heat in there, hopefully. Never used it yet, so we'll see how it goes this year. My firewood's all cut. That's another thing nice to have done. Don't have to worry about cutting firewood. Once my wax dirt's all done, that'll be another good thing. My bees are making me some excess honey. That's awesome. I've rebuilt a few cable restraints from the ones I have made catches in. Just take all the components and I rebuild the cables. After I rebuild them, some of the stop buttons are shiny, and this is the support collar right here, and they're pretty shiny too, and some of the breakaway devices are shiny too. So I hit them with a little dose of spray paint. What else I got going on in here? Semi-clean in here is not too bad. It was a complete disaster before, but this is a mess because I've been working on my cable restraints, taking all the old ones, the ones I pulled last year. I had to check them out, make sure they're still functioning well, and reattach a stake to them and starting to put them back in baggies. I'll have all that done pretty soon. And like here's where I make all my cable restraints. I have a video of making them. If you want to see that, I'll put a link to that right here. And I made a dozen for a young man from Pennsylvania. His name is, that'll probably elude me now. Blake, I believe his name is. Yes, Blake from out in eastern PA. He wanted me to make him a dozen cables, so I did. I shipped them out a couple days ago. Got all my stretchers cleaned up and stuff. Most of my wire stretchers I have hanging in another shed. These traps, this is the first year I did this. Boiling off the old wax off of them. Some of them were pretty beat up and had a lot of smells on them. I have one of these totes is full of traps that don't have a need to be re-dyed and waxed. I believe it's this one right here. These straps. This one, it saw the dirt. It has some dirt on it, but there's no reason to reboil and re-wax and re-dye that thing. That's in my opinion, anyways. More cable restraints under here, getting ready. I love having all this stuff ready early, and it just makes trapping that much more enjoyable. I mean, it's hot and stuff out right now, doing some of this stuff, but once you get it all done and trapping season hits and all you get to focus on is trapping and fur handling, is awesome. Yeah, here's one of the traps that I caught a skunk in that sprayed. I boiled everything off here and completely cleaned it off to get the smell off of here. My pot's ready for dyeing and waxing. Going through some more buckets here still. I was labeling my buckets because I was using a lot of my buckets for fleshing buckets, and I only need like 1 or 2, but I got like 5 buckets that I was fleshing fat into now. That's why I got a lot of them marked as dirt only. What else? Just empty buckets and stuff. Nothing crazy out here. Let's see, I still have to go through my baits and my lures to see what I want to order still. I know I still have a lot of gland lures and stuff left. I know I don't have to get any of those. I have a lot of Dobbins bait left from the last season, so I don't need that. I'll probably just get like one more commercial bait, more than likely Predator Bait Plus from Cavens, and a few other odds and ends. I'm gonna get a few more DPs this year, I think, and maybe a few more footholds. And I'm gonna buy a big spool of 1x19 cable just so I have it on hand. I'll never use it all this season, but I'm gonna get a big spool, and hopefully that'll probably last me the rest of my life. All right, if anybody wants to see certain type of video, preseason stuff, let me know. And I hope you all have a great summer, and stay safe and stay blessed, everybody. Thanks again for watching.